Hey guys, so excited to get to hang out tonight for Monday Night Live. One of my fave diamonds ever, I mean legit ever, is on our call with us tonight. Sara's kind of a legend, right? She's like a plexus icon. And in true Christina form, for those of you that don't know the eyebrow story, I ran into Sara with several of the girls on our team at my very first convention. And I mean, I was literally starstruck. And so I did and said the coolest thing ever. I'm like, Sara, I love your eyebrows. And she was like, really? Thanks. You know, she was super nice and gracious about it. But she walked off, and I mean, the other girls were like, of all the things you could have said just then, like she could have probably changed our whole life and our whole business, and you blew it. And I'm like, I realize that. But she does have fantastic eyebrows, just for the record. So, Sara, I'm really excited that you are here. And I will just kind of let you take it away. Y'all, Sara has been doing this thing for a decade. And what I love about it, I'm not going to tell her story for you, but she's still in the game. Like, she's still actively growing a business, still actively seeking out and recruiting and developing leaders. And that's something that I have tremendous amounts of respect for. And I mean, that's what keeps her relevant. So I'm excited to hear from you. You can take it away.
Thank you so much. Okay, just so we can bring it down a notch, I in picking up and dropping off kids. So this is also only my second Zoom call for my new house. So if I start to freeze, like, and now there's like a crazy thunderstorm. So like if I'm not going well, whatever, just give me a, you know, mayday, because I might get on a roll and you guys will just be staring at a frozen screen. So hopefully, and that's the boxes, but the boxes are part of what I'm going to talk about tonight. 10 years, you guys, she wasn't lying. I have been doing this for 10 years. Same place, same company, same products, same everything. And I was thinking about it when Christina and I were chatting. She was like, you want to jump on my call? And I said, absolutely. Whenever I get on and share my story, I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's kind of a note to self. I needed to redo any talking about what does 10 years look like? What does 10 years look like for being here and staying here? And in my new office, we just moved into our new house. I want you guys to know, let me see if I can turn this. So I've got 4 huge boxes right here. And that's 4 of like 20 just for my office. As they were unpacking all of our pods and everything, everybody was like, okay, where does this box go? It's like, office. Where does this box go? Office. And my dad was like, that's my girl. Half of those are books. He was so proud. But just these 4 boxes that are close to me, these were I don't even know if I want to put them in storage, because it's 10 years of blood, sweat, and tears. It's 10 years of coaching and mindset work and tear-stained note pages of trainings that I've listened to. It's learning, it's growing, it's failing forward. So hopefully tonight I can do just a little bit of information. I just want you to know that anyone can do this. I was a registered nurse working 12-hour night shifts. I had absolutely no clue about gut health. I just wanted to get back in my skinny jeans. Plexus Slim sounded like a good thing. And that's where I started. I had 0 idea about network marketing. I did not even know that I had joined network marketing. I just told them, I want to join for the cheapest price so my husband doesn't get mad at me. That's literally how I started, okay? So after I was in it for a few weeks, I was like, I guess I'm loving this stuff and people are asking me about it. And so I asked my sponsor, Amy, I was like, can people buy this from me? And she said, yeah, you have a website. And I didn't put it together. I literally stumbled on the opportunity of a lifetime. Here's the kicker. It's everything that I need. It's everything that I had prayed for about feeling better. I was struggling with irritable bowel and migraines, and I had 2 kids and all of the things. I had gained a ton of weight with my second pregnancy. I didn't even know that I needed Plexus. And so it was just this accidental business that fell into my lap. Am I going in and out like really bad?
It's not very bad. It's just every once in a while, like you said, here's the kicker. And then you went out, we're like, what's the kicker?
Okay. I'm looking to see what I have the strongest signal on for all of my different options for my wife. I'll keep it on this one for right. It's saying it's the strongest one. If I need to switch to my phone and go into a different room, I will. And now I interrupted myself, and now I can't even tell you what here's the kicker was. I'll go back. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. Oh, I didn't know what network marketing was, you guys. It was the answer to everything I didn't know that I needed. Products, and then a business opportunity. Because as much as I loved being a nurse, working 12-hour night shifts, I missed my babies. And you know what? When you punch a time clock, there's only so many hours in a day, right? If I needed a bigger paycheck, I couldn't make the day be more than 24 hours. And I didn't want to be at work more than 14 or 15 hours, right? I could sign up for all the extra overtime. It didn't compute in my brain. How can I do this? So anyway, long story short, I decided to trade punching a time clock as a registered nurse and go all in. And Christina's call on going all in, it was absolutely amazing. I started to see the what if. And I want to give you guys a really quick recap of what it was that built my belief. So for those of you that don't know, I've been to every single convention. I was a brand new silver ambassador, our first ever Plexus convention, June of 2011. Every single year we have a theme, a topic for what our convention title is. So I want you guys to hear this. I did a quick recap. 2011, it was called What If? And I want you guys to think about what are the possibilities that could happen if you allowed yourself to think, what if? It was for me. I was sitting in the second row on the left side of a ballroom with 256 people, and that was our first convention. And when I started to hear the stories about lives being changed with the products, I said, what if? What if that could be me? What if I could be on that stage? And all of it was a light bulb moment for me of this is it. And I literally made a decision sitting in that seat. What if this could be me? So that was 2011. In 2012, it was called Opportunity of a Lifetime. I want you guys to know what we do changes lives. You only have to be around in Plexus for 2 seconds to hear somebody's story. And it's one of those things where, 2011 was what if, 2012 was Opportunity of a Lifetime. And you hear that said, oh, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. I want you guys to know this company is different. With integrity, they lead with you are not going to find anything like this anyplace else. It is the opportunity of a lifetime for people whose health is being transformed, and finances. 2013 was just the Plexus journey. If you guys think about your health and happiness journey, where you are and what it's been, I like to introduce people to that. Welcome to your health and happiness journey, because it truly can be anything. And I had no idea when I found health, when I found a solution for my IBS and my migraines and all of the things, I didn't know that was going to transform into a life of a journey of happiness with being able to trade in my 12-hour night shifts, being able to eventually work to being debt-free by the age of 40, so many things. I'm trying to talk fast and kind of abbreviate things because I have so much that I want to say. 2014 was freedom. It's just called freedom. And you guys, this is where it really, if you start to think about time freedom, financial freedom, freedom from feeling like you're living a life that somebody else is dictating for you. Can you imagine? I mean, my husband and I are both in the medical field. So it was one of those, who wants to work Christmas? Which one of us is going to, we each had to go in and tell our boss, okay, you're going to do Christmas. My husband's going to do New Year's. And somebody else dictated how we decided how our life was going to go. And to say that this opportunity can give you freedom is true. It's absolutely true. 2015, we were One Plexus. This, you guys, I don't know if you guys realize the field and how we work together, you are not going to find that anyplace else. I mean, the fact that we get on each other's calls and chat with each other, and we can listen on YouTube, listen to any team training that you want to. So that partnership is so unique. There are so many companies out there where it's like, you know, cat fight, dog eat dog world, where people don't share they don't want to share their training. They have secrets, you know, they found a way to success and they're going to hide it because they don't want anybody else to be better than them. The One Plexus culture that we have is phenomenal. And I am so grateful for that. But the culture that we have between corporate and the field is amazing too. The fact that they have focus groups that Diamonds are on, where they're listening to what we need, they're listening to what we experience in the field. I've been blessed to be on the advisory board as well as several other focus groups, and they truly want to know, how are you doing? What can we do to make things better? They are always listening and wanting to work for us, and it is absolutely One Plexus spirit. It just warms my heart on a daily basis. 2016 was Dream On, and I want you guys to think right now, where are you and where do you want to be? And I have a feeling that some of you are sitting here saying, I don't know what it feels like to dream big. I don't know how to let myself think about what could be. And I want to challenge you and encourage you. Christina, you and your team, you do a great job of vision casting, you know, and saying what is possible. If somebody would have told me 10 years ago that I would be sitting where I am now, I would have laughed, and I would have never in a million years dreamed that what our family has been blessed with would be possible with 10 years of hard work with Plexus. Now, it didn't all fall in my lap, but I'm telling you guys, dream big and work hard, because it's possible and it really is a blessing. 2017 was Believe. And I wanted to pause here for a little bit, because belief is the one thing that I wanted to say is if you don't have belief, you're not going to make it 10 years or 20 years or 30 years. Belief is one of those things that is going to keep you here. And I heard a quote at a seminar I went to years ago. And he said, hope is what brings you in the door, but belief is what keeps you there. And it's the hope for a better future, the hope for an answer to your health struggles, hope for making some income to supplement, you know, what your family needs. That hope is what gets anybody to click the enroll button, right? They're hoping for whatever it is that they're searching for. But once you get here, once you say, I'm here, you have to have belief, because someone's going to tell you no. Someone's going to tell you you're crazy. You know, someone's going to hang up on you or slam a door in your face. There are going to be so many times when you have to say, wait a second, why am I doing this? And belief is going to be what keeps you here. So I want you guys to think about, where is my belief? I don't know if I've done this for you guys before or not, but this is my trusty. So I have this little card on my bulletin board. It says, just keep going, big things are ahead. You can't stop now. On the back of it, I don't know if you can see, on the top, I wrote belief. And then, so you guys can take a piece of paper and write belief at the top, and then do a line and do 0 to 10. And I want you guys to have your belief meter. Okay. Can you hear me okay, Christina? We're good? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, good. This belief meter needs to be something that's checked daily. And there's a few key areas: belief in network marketing, belief in our products, belief in the compensation plan, belief in yourself. So on a daily basis, and it's so funny that I actually had this play out today. So you've got this belief meter and you're like, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, today I'm a 10, awesome. Somebody joined, they're having an amazing testimony with their triplex. You're like on cloud 9, you got your business building bonuses, like everything's paying out. You're like, awesome. So your belief is way up there. Well, then you have a day where somebody quits, somebody calls you and they're having die off, you know, from their candida, you know, all of the things, and what happens? Your belief just starts to tank, right? If you go day after day after day, allowing those little things along the journey to start to affect your belief meter and all of those different areas, if you don't find a way to combat that, that's where people are 10 steps out the door. And so I want you guys to know that these boxes right here that are full of notebooks and notebooks and notebooks of pages and pages and pages of training and listening and learning and growing and mindset work, that is all because I am choosing consciously, proactively, and daily to fuel my belief. It has to be an intentional decision to say, I just got off a crappy phone call. My belief is a 4. What can I go do right now to increase my belief to a 10? And so it's so crazy. Today it happened. I had a pretty interesting, yucky morning. I lost focus, got some, you know, bad post, a bad message. You know, there's a few things that, and I'm like, why? So then I may have posted my stories passive aggressively. And then sure enough, I was like, you know what? Shift my focus. Who do I need to reach out to today? Got a brand new level 1 I haven't talked to yet. She got her products yesterday. And I have another person who has a big goal that I checked in with. 1 hour on 2 separate phone calls. I'm doing backflips in the parking lot because of the goals that are being set, the excitement about day 1, and she's already loving her slim, like all of this stuff. So immediately, 1 phone call and my belief goes right back up, right? It's just like the love languages, right? When I tell my husband, my love tank is empty. You know, we got to refuel. We got to have a date night, whatever the case might be. You have to know what is emptying your belief tanks and what fills your belief tanks. Okay. For me, my business, when I didn't know what I was doing and my belief in network marketing was low, I would get an objection and it would shut me down. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, maybe I am doing something wrong. Oh my gosh, maybe this isn't legit. So what did I do? I found books about network marketing and I started reading books. And then I was like, bring it on, come at me. You tell me network marketing isn't an amazing profession. I got something for you. And I started to fuel myself with the information that my belief was so unshakable after I read a few of those books, you know, Rock Your Network Marketing Business by Sara Marble, Beach Money by Jordan Adler, 4-Year Career by Richard Brooke, you know, you name it. Like there were some of those early on books where I just had to learn what network marketing was. And once I learned what it was, I was like, dang, I found the right profession. And then people started asking me about, well, what about the company? A deep dive and, you know, comp plans and binary versus matrix versus, you know, and I panicked. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what I got myself into. And then I did all this research and I was like, thank you, Jesus. I found the right company with the right compensation plan the first time and it was an accident, but I'm here, you know, and it's good after doing all that research. But I formed my own opinion after I did the research and realized that there's, you know, some of these breakaway where you build a leader leg and then they break away and you don't get paid for it. So nobody wants to develop leaders. You keep them squashed down so they never break away because you still want to get paid on them. Like, what kind of compensation plan is that, right? So this concept of belief, you know, if you get somebody who says, I quit because I'm not going to deal with this die-off, go talk to 3 more other customers who are loving their products, who are getting results with their products. Our products work. And it's not a quick overnight easy fix. And I had to educate myself. As a nurse, and I had no clue about gut health and the importance of gut health and what that was. So when I started digging deep and fueled my belief on why our products absolutely stand alone, it was something that was it. I had an unshakable belief. I was like, come at me, tell me what you want. Give me any rejection or objection because I got something for you. But that all comes with choosing to focus on the right things and to fuel. I would drive around in the minivan. My two boys would be sound asleep in the back seat, and I would just keep driving and keep listening. Podcasts, you know, audios. One whole box over there is all just my audios I would put in my disc before we had all these fancy podcasts and AirPods and all that. You know, you've been in business a long time when you had to bust out the CDs, right? I'm not even that old. Okay, moving right along. 2018 was the year of legacy. And when I tell you that I feel like I am building a legacy for my family, that's not just changing my life, but the future for what my boys will have. To be able to say, and not just material things, but you guys, we started dreaming 10 years ago that with 3 boys, we would have a place where we could have a swimming pool and live on the water so they could go fishing on our own dock. And as of 5 nights ago, that's exactly where we're living, in our dream home on the water. Swimming pool's not done yet, but they can go fish on the dock if they want to. I wanted to build memories. I wanted to have a place where my grandkids are going to want to come. It's big enough for family Christmases and telling everybody to come on and you know, have virtual conventions at my house. You know, now it's one of those things where, hey, let's do it. So the concept of building a legacy, we've been around for over 10 years. We are almost $1 billion company. Plexus has what we need to ever. And I have absolutely no doubt about that. 2019 was Rise Up Together. We can all rise up and make our dreams happen. 2020 vision casting is so key, you guys. It is so, so, so important. And I think that's one thing. I'm going to share a quick story with you. Christina, make sure everybody does their homework. I want to see everybody's belief meter cards.
For sure.
It's just a mental check, you guys. If you have the days where you're like, I don't think this is for me. Why is that? Oh, because somebody told me no. Okay, well, how do you feel about that? If you got that no, well, you know that you're going to, one, you learn about network marketing, that you do have to talk to a lot of people, right? To fish and farm and go through those people who say no for now or no thank you. So anyway, belief meter. You're not always going to be at a 10, but you have to know what ways you can get yourself back higher at that. It took me 7 months to get to silver because I had no idea what I was doing. 7 months in, that was signing my mom, because she's my mom and my best friend. She's like, what the heck? I don't really want to do it with you, but I will. Sign my husband without him knowing. That was a little bit interesting because not only did he not know when he found out he wasn't happy, and not only was he not happy, it took a year for him to not make that a source of contention. And when I tell you, we almost went to marriage counseling over Plexus. And so I always say I was sleeping with the enemy. You have to learn how to handle rejection. But the person who was my biggest skeptic was in bed with me. And that really created an opportunity for me to say, what is my vision? What is my why? Why am I going to keep pushing through? And we had some nights where I was walking out the door to my Monday night meeting and I fight over, yeah, I'm leaving. Like, I was that committed that I knew I was being called to this. I knew that this was my next God-given platform after being a nurse, that I was supposed to give and love and serve and develop people. And like, I knew, I had no doubt that this is where I was supposed to be. And I will never forget, we live in on the North Shore of Lake Pontchartrain, right across from New Orleans. So when I earned my Lexus as an Emerald, we have to drive across the lake to Lexus of New Orleans. We were driving across the bridge and John turned to me and he was like, well, I guess this is going to work out. I mean, we were going to get my Lexus. And so after that, he did publicly apologize in a very nice, wordy blog post, and then started blogging. And we have worked this business together ever since. So just so you know, I mean, that first year, how many people overcome a spouse? Now, I'm not saying, I was very, adamant. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, whether you say so or not. I'm not necessarily condoning that, but it's what worked for us. And he's very grateful now that I didn't give up. But he was my biggest skeptic. So he was my second ambassador. And then my third ambassador was my sponsor saying, somebody messaged me on Facebook, I'm going to let you sign this person because, oh my gosh, it's been 7 months and you need to go silver. And I wanted to be silver for the first convention. Like that was my goal. But 7 months. But after that, when I really started figuring out what this was and what it could be, I never looked back. And it was from silver to emerald was 9 months. I signed up my mom and she signed up her hairdresser, who was also a pastor's wife. And 9 months later, my head was spinning. I like to look at this journey of years as a marathon, because it truly is. And you're going to have so many people who are not going to run with you for 26.2 miles. I think that's been one of the hardest things for me to realize, is you're going to have those people and they're going to sprint with you for that first mile. And then all of a sudden you're like, wonder where Sally went. She wore herself out. And then you're going to have those people who are committed for, a good 15 miles, you're cheering each other on and rooting for each other. And at the 15-mile marker, they're going to be like, sorry, I'm tired. Peace out. To say that you have long-term vision and are willing to do what it takes to get to the finish line, whatever that is. I will tell you all, you guys are so sweet. I'm just now looking at the chat. I am telling you guys, there have been so many times, I'm just going to keep there have been times on this journey and I've been like, what am I doing? There has been struggles and challenges and adversity that has been heartbreaking, devastating. It's not all just straight up. You guys have heard plenty of stories, right? Of knowing it's not all just straight up. And every single time there has been a blow to my business, I just have to keep thinking about the long-term vision of knowing that this is just part of me, again, learning to fail forward. And I could do a whole nother talk on all of the mile markers on this marathon and what I had to learn, what I had to stop and evaluate. At one point, my points were my identity. I didn't want anybody to know what they were, good, bad, or otherwise, because that's where I found that my value. And so I had to do some soul searching on, it wasn't about, how high I could get my points, how big my paycheck was. There have been so many lessons along the way. And when I hit emerald, that was a big, big deal that I was like, it was like, drink pink and tell someone. Like we just were like on fire and this crazy momentum. And at emerald, it just hit this wall of, I don't know what I'm doing. I've got all these people looking at me to lead them and I have no clue how to do that. So we had 16 months from emerald to sapphire. And that's where I read 60 books, 60 books in those 16 months. I was desperate to grow as a person, to grow as a leader, to grow as just somebody who could step into my strengths and my God-given abilities. I had to learn that people pleasing was not serving anybody. I had to learn to have hard conversations with people because it was the right thing to do. So many lessons along the way, but I could sit here and tell you about, IPA and talking to more people and following up, but until you really can understand long-term vision, the whole fact that it's a marathon, and that it's truly mindset and belief that will keep you going through those mile markers. Even in the high times, like the highest of high, I needed mindset and all that kind of stuff just to kind of keep my ego in check. And that was one of the lessons too. I went through a season where I was like, look at this, everything I touch is gold and we're rocking. And it had nothing to do with me. Because if you take ownership for that, guess what? When everything sinks, you got to take ownership for that too, but it's not about you, right? So there have been, I could just go on and on and on about the millions of lessons that I've learned about this business. I knew that the worst day with some of the most heartbreaking adversity in network marketing is still better than punching a time clock and leaving my babies and having my salary capped and all of those things, and the joy that has come from the hard stuff, and where I've come on the other side of some of that stuff. Truly just is something that I would never trade for anything. So anyway, that was only one page of my 5 pages of notes. So I guess I'll be doing more videos later on. Cause I do have a whole nother, like, and this was a training that I typed up, things you need to give up to be successful, which, you know, when I hit Emerald was when I had to quit watching Parenthood and American Idol, and, you know, the whole, I could go on and on for days about all the things that I chose to give up in order to be where I want to be today. But anyway, thank you, Christina, for letting me ramble for 30 minutes with bad Wi-Fi.
I loved it so much. And I cannot wait for your training on what you've had to give up, because I think that is, man, when somebody realizes what kind of investment you're willing to make in yourself and what kind of sacrifice and why it's still worth it 10 years later, I think that is what speaks volumes, because it is a marathon. It's not a sprint. There are going to be people who's hang with that 1 mile fun run, or they go 5K. They might even make it a half a marathon. But the only difference is the run never changes. It's still 1 foot in front of the other, just being willing somehow to make forward progress. What does change, though, is that mindset. Something is louder than the hope and belief that it can be better. And so as long as you're starving that fear by feeding that belief, that's what, I mean, the fear never goes away, but the idea is to just overcompensate with belief. So it's fantastic. I could listen to you train all night with good or bad Wi-Fi. I would not even care. But I appreciate it. And I will send you some pictures of everybody's belief meters, because I know that they're going to be sending them to me. So I appreciate you very much. All right, guys.
Thanks, guys.
See y'all later. Bye, y'all.